So we know that Israel became a nation, and it's on its 77th year. This is the year that they're 77 years old. And then we have this psalm that says, "Our days may come 70 or 80 if our strength endures, yet the best of them are trouble and sorrow, for they quickly pass, and then we fly away." So then I looked up, will there be a full moon on September 23rd, 24th, 2026? No. What about on the Julian calendar for Feast of Trumpets, which is also falling on Sukkot, which God will fulfill 2 prophecies in one if he does it on this date. And there will be no full moon. For 2027, no full moon. 2028, no full moon. 29 for fun, no full moon. What about for September 2027? Also no full moon. September 23rd for 2028, no full moon. September 23rd, 24th for the 29th for 2029, also no full moon. Down the ram's horn on the new moon, when the new moon is full on the day of our festival. That's why we're seeing if it's full between the 70 to 80 years. Those 3 years in between, we're on year 77. So the 3 years ahead, no full moon on all of those feast days. And today, which is a Jewish holiday, Sukkot begins at sundown, marking the start of a week-long celebration at the harvest, observing how the Israelites came out of wandering from the desert. I also considered how they could have added 10 more days because of the Jubilee year. That I looked up if it's going to be a full moon on that date, and there's also not going to be a full moon. These are also some Jewish festivals on these days. I'm also going to check if there's a full moon on these days, but this is just pointing to right now more clear that it will be now. The other years don't make as much logical sense. And I've also been tracking when the moon will get its most visible rate and when it fully starts. So it starts at 11:48 p.m. and then finishes the next day at 11:48 p.m. But when it reaches this peak, where in its perfect alignment, it's 4:24 a.m. Here are some verses with 4:24, and this is what we're dealing with. Demon-possessed people who think they're good at gaslighting, but they're severely in pain and paralyzed with fear because they also know that the rapture is coming, but are not repentant. But we know that the Master is the one who created the heaven and earth and sea, and we know that he is coming for sure. And we know that when they are mocking and scoffing, the same measure that they are mocking and scoffing with will be added on to them, and they will be judged with. For God is a God of a jealous God, of all-consuming fire. So when you attack one of his children, God is spirit, and his worshipers must worship him in spirit and in truth. We are operating in truth by watching for the rapture, which the Bible has commanded us to do. And I take that very seriously because Ezekiel 3:33, if we do not blow and sound the alarm and not take the warning, then the blood is on our hands. But because we are blowing the trumpet, then the accountability falls 100% on you, and we are not accountable for your decision making. 4:24 would also be a great time that it could fall on because God will show his true righteousness, and we'll become a new self-creation. We'll become a new form because we'll have our glorified bodies. That those with deaf ears and blind eyes will be caught like a thief in the night. So to check the moon phases with these dates for October 13th, 14th, and 16th, and 15th and 16th. The highlighted blue is the date, so this is October 16th, 14th, 13th, 10, 9, and this is October 8th. October 6th at 11:47 p.m. is when the full moon starts. This I feel like is important. So I typed it in Strong Concordance, and it says an entrance, an entry, or bow, an entrance to a building. And today is October 7th, right? And we're at 99.44% visibility at 6:41 p.m. On the 8th, it will start decreasing to its visibility. And it says the distance from the earth will be 224,107, which is representing, pause to read, the giver of all harvest. And then the last three numbers, yeah, which would be making a lot of sense, would be giving thanks forever, because he has redeemed us during this gathered harvest in this land. So from this wasteland, earth. Where is this leading us? He led them straight to a city where they could settle.